super committed to the people who are super committed to us. So we love that. But at the same time, we love new people. We love reaching out on YouTube and on Twitter Spaces and Twitch and all the other channels like Clubhouse that we are continuing to grow our influence in. So let's continue to do that, team. But this is home base. This is the fam right here in Discord. So good to see you guys, all your great faces. I do want to take some questions today. It is going to be a little bit shorter of an AMA, but we just are really pushing towards this big Wednesday reveal and the Skeleton King drop. Really excited to answer those questions and give you a little more information as well. A couple little pieces of news dropping today. So with that, are we live on YouTube, Mohawk?
Yep, you're all set, buddy.
All right. So we are super excited. December 15th is a really big day for us. We've all been waiting for Skeleton Kings. I have seen the art. It is totally fire. There is rarity, so this is not, every single Skeleton King is a high value avatar, high value character, and high value in our ecosystem. Every single one of them looks fire AF all the way, super hard. But there are rare traits, so we do have ultra rares in the mix. It is going to be a lot of fun on the floor. I'm very excited to see what happens. Want to make sure I address some questions around the skeleton key cards and their function, beyond this first initial mint, as well as really address kind of the larger landscape of our ecosystem as well. Just give you guys an update, and then ultimately we will answer some questions. So with that, let's start with the Skeleton King mint. So the Skeleton King mint is going to open this Wednesday, December 15th. We are going to have a double randomization factor, so every roll will be fair. You're going to get entered into micro blocks that re-roll off our original pool that is also re-rolled periodically. This allows us 2 layers of insulation to any band sniping or any sort of rarity sniping and hacking that happens and drops all over the place. You saw the PAX drop had to get burned and resent out because they had this issue. We proactively engineered a unique approach that we rolled out and tested. We didn't want to talk about it much, but it actually has done really well on the ongoing mint of our metacrystal assets into metaverse assets. We hope you guys enjoyed that experience last week. We had talked in our last AMA about that drop coming up. And I hope that, other than the quick minor bug with connectivity that we had resolved very quickly for some of your applications, for the most part, we're very, very thrilled with how that went. We think we did a really good job of debugging, on the fly during our drop for your connection issues. But in terms of the fairness of the drop, and we think it really went perfectly. The challenge was this. We needed to find a way where people could mint in a fairly live fashion and still continue to protect the rarity roll and fairness. And typically, the way people would solve this issue would be to mint all the assets and then do a reveal at one time. And so we had to actually go and invent a new blockchain mechanism that we did internally, hire some, a professional auditor that audits blockchains for law firms to go through and make sure that it would work. We got the green light, and then we went ahead and tested it. We're very, very pleased with the results. So we think that's a really big win. Our white paper is pretty much done at this point. We believe that it will be released with our site, which will come with some additional functionality. We've been testing and sneaking in some functionality that I will mention as well in this AMA that you may or may not have noticed. So I don't know if you guys have noticed in your wallet that you can see your various assets that you own within our ecosystem, but there's now an actual live transfer function. So you can actually transfer on our website, and we're looking to expand the functionality of our collection and transfer and transaction mechanisms there as well. But back to the mint. We're very, very excited because we were able to test a few things. We tested the rarity function. We tested the mint gate function, which means that you needed a metacrystal and tokens in order to mint. And then ultimately, you're going to need your skeleton key card to mint your skeleton key. or king, excuse me. So that's really what we were testing. We think it went really well. We hope you guys are pleased with the free assets that we dropped in everybody's wallet for your participation longevity in this community. We hope you had really great success. And I know a few of you guys are overwhelmed and stoked with the real estate assets. A little early drop here for our dedicated listeners. We will give you a quick peek of that castle in the metaverse. In the near future. I would say in the next few days, you guys should see a quick peek of that. That's an early leak of a leak. We like doing it. We like letting you know a little early, but we are trying to keep our Skeleton Kings close to chest. So we aren't going to hopefully be leaking any more information or kind of quick views. You're going to have to wait till Wednesday. We do have some pretty heavy PR going out around that drop, a few different stunts and things that you guys will see on Wednesday. So it may be a little bit of the quiet before the storm. We're really working really hard behind the scenes to over deliver on this Wednesday. It's just going to be insane. Uh, as far as the skeleton key cards, what function do they serve, and how do they differ from the skeleton kings? I think this is a really commonly heard question. I get a lot of DMs about it. I want to make sure that I re-hit and clarify here that the skeleton key card is not burned. That is a longevity item. That is something that will continue to give you authority and ability within our ecosystem and within our community, within our club. It's kind of like a crossover asset from the Billionaire Zombies Club and the Skeleton Kings in a way, because they do offer VIP access to events and VIP swag in the future, and maybe early mint privileges and things like that within our Billionaire Zombies Club. But at the same time, they are the access pass into the Skeleton Kings world as well. So we look at this as a really high value object, and we want to prove that to you right now. So we are going to be dropping as soon as I drop off this AMA. I don't want to distract you guys and get you guys running around. We're going to drop the link for you guys to register your skeleton key cards so we can mail your physical cards out to you, because we are going to be using these for access to VIP only events starting as soon as next month. We're very excited to announce Sundance and our clubhouse room, our club room, our zombie club room that we're going to be hosting there with all kinds of celebrity pop-ins and epic private entertainment, things like that. We'll give more details along the way, but that will be a skeleton key card holder only event. Doesn't matter if you have a king or a zombie, you need that card to get into that particular venue. And so there will be experiences like that. Hopefully, our early people, we rewarded you with these cards. If you held on to them, you still have them. There's access to them. You can still get them. So it's not too late, but we are going to continue to deliver value. And another little leak here, this isn't confirmed, but it is likely that in our future iterations of art, for example, maybe the Crypto Vixens and Valkyries coming in the first to second quarter of next year, that you would potentially have a day or two early access to mint with that pass. So it is a high value asset. We want you guys to shut the FUD up. Honestly, there's so much FUD out there, and they're just trying to manipulate you guys and get you to sell your shit cheap. Don't be dumb. To listen to the leader here. You guys really want to hold on to those key cards. Those are going to continue to be a gift that gives back over and over and over. If you don't have one, be a really hot time to pick one up. Wednesday, we're going live minting Skeleton Kings. It is going to require a key card, and it will give you a quick experience that you will only be able to get a quick view of our metaverse assets in a 3D environment leading up to your actual mint. And so we don't want you to miss that either. Get in while you can, and then we will be shutting down our Skeleton King mint. I believe the date is December 30th. I don't actually have it in front of me. We'll be closing it off temporarily for 15 days until our Skeleton Kings Council meeting. And at that meeting, we will be doing our vote on where the Skeleton King mint price will reopen. Now, if the Skeleton King price opens at $1 million a king, then we may not see many more kings being minted, only maybe some of the whales and larger asset holders. that have those kind of tokens. Or if you want to go and find and acquire that amount of tokens, then you would be eligible if you have a key. However, it is also possible that we could vote to have more DAO members, and the Skeleton Kings are the DAO members. The card holders are VIP members of the club, but the voting DAO members, the ones that manage the treasury and go to the Skeleton Kings Council, are the Skeleton Kings. That's the difference. Okay. And what does it really mean? We'll get into in a quick sec here, but I want to just make sure that we finish on the key card side of things. That if we open minting according to our fair vote within the DAO at 100,000 tokens, that may open up the minting of quite a few more Skeleton Kings. I mean, we wouldn't anticipate it to beyond a few thousand, but that isn't something that you'd necessarily want to miss out on if you just dumped your key for, something ridiculous, which really all the prices are ridiculous right now. So welcome to the discount. Buy the dip. This is your opportunity. Nobody really can give me a hard time right now when you can pick up a zombie for 300 bucks. We're still going to be dropping tokens again and again on them in these future airdrops. And all kinds of other game mechanics moving forward. We think it's a great entry point, and we love the opportunity for all the new people right now. But trust you, trust me, we will be changing that very quickly here. So want to give you guys that chance, and we think that now is it. So take a look at the floor over the next couple days and try to get your friends in while it's still accessible. So that's just kind of a quick recap and snapshot. But on the Skeleton Kings and what that really looks like for the treasury, it looks like a few things. Firstly, you have voting power, right? The DAO has a website that we've already been developing. It is a partnership with a larger company that handles DAO votes exclusively and helps with the management and the governance of the DAO. And you will be able to set things like the price mechanics on future minting of kings, which will actually play back into the king's value and all kinds of other metrics. You'll also be able to make moves with the treasury in terms of whether we burn tokens or whether we, put tokens back into the reward pools within the game, or maybe directly distribute back to the community. Things like that are going to be within the voting functions of the DAO. And that's a pretty high value prospect. We would imagine that people being people, the Skeleton Kings will favorably incline themselves, yet at the same time, most Skeleton King holders, if not all, are also billionaire zombies for life, and we will continue to give back to the entire ecosystem. It is an important metric. The zombies are the only fighting game player, so they will not get left behind. We're just letting you know right now we're committed to the entire ecosystem that we're building, but the kings are a very high value tool. Now, we've mentioned things like their participation in the multiplayer without necessarily being a fighting character, maybe more of like a general. And I want to give you guys a peek into the blockchain and the actual tokenomics of how that might work. Again, not pigeonholing ourselves, as the development team is still busy crunching numbers and actually hammering keyboards out in code to make sure that we can do all of these things the way that we want to. But the vision is that the one-on-one environment in-game experience is going to be a smart contract-based interaction on a person-to-person basis. So what that means is that it's going to limit exposure and liability to the treasury because the interaction is peer-to-peer. It's facilitated by our smart contracts that are audited, but it's a one-on-one basis where the winner takes the pot. Now, the way that multiplayer would work would be like micro liquidity pools that are managed by the Skeleton Kings. So a game would be established by a king, and they can take on maybe 10 players on their side and another king, 10 players on their side, establish a pool of assets. We'd call that a liquidity pool, BZC, at which point the winner would be distributed based on the percentages that were set based on the Skeleton Kings Council. So everybody would know what that is going into that. But that's how those game mechanics would work, but it's also how we would be handling it on the blockchain in our first iteration of the game before we open up into a more free format, full scale game. So that's just a quick kind of brush on what I see as the relevant issues around the Skeleton Kings Mint and the Skeleton Key cards. I do want to keep it kind of short today, probably somewhere around 30 to 45-minute mark. I'm 16 minutes in. I can talk about other things off topic here, but I wanted to open up the floor first for any questions related to Skeleton Keys or Skeleton Kings. So, with that, what do you guys have? I see some hands raised. Let's bring Joker and Love up to the stage. Come on, guys. What's up, King Love?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We can
Oh,
hear you.
how's it going? All right. No, just question about the membership cards. Nothing really like important question, but I saw that they make these cards. This one company on Instagram. They make actually like they can turn your like say if you want to do your debit card or whatever, they can make it like a metal card. Would that be something you guys would be interested in? That kind of make the card stand out a little bit instead of just like a normal plastic membership card. We can make it metallic.
Yeah, there are a lot of technologies actually that have approached us and that we've been in discussions with in terms of integration, which are all really fun and exciting. And I'm not going to commit or over necessarily reveal right now until it's in your hand. But we've seen every kind of technology imaginable from, the simple QR codes in the card all the way on up to where they physically can hold your NFTs to where
Oh,
we can have levels of 3D interactions and things like that. So, not committed to what we're going to do. I think it's going to blow you away, honestly, if we're able to do this deal and get this technology on our cards. But I can't leak that. But yes, we're aware of
sure.
all kinds of very interesting technologies that we can leverage with these cards. So we can't wait to put those in your hand.
You always got something up your sleeve, so I'm excited.
Oh yeah. All right. So what other questions we got?
That's it for me.
Crypto Jesus, Zombie Mama. Good to have you. Welcome back from Puerto Rico. Welcome back from Miami. How you been?
Awesome. And I did want to give a shout out to Crypto Jesus for being like the absolute most amazing right hand for our parties in Art Basel. It was awesome. So we did a great party in Miami. I got to pitch from the stage all day when I was at the Token Society VIP Lounge, emceeing. Got a whole bunch of people excited about Billionaire Zombies Club. Got one of the top literary agents to take on my next book, which is Minting the Future, which is a lot about this particular project. First one was about ICOs. This one's about NFTs. So all y'all are going to be in this one. So that should go pretty big. And potentially there's some other entertainment pieces that go with that. And NFT, the movie, I think we're filming a segment for that. And that may or may not, I don't know for sure if it's announced, if it will be at Sundance. I think they're going to screen it either during Sundance, maybe at an off event, or it'll be in it. I'm not sure. But you guys are going to be in that one too, because we're talking about that project. Just a lot of really good, amazing stuff from this last tour. And I'm now home and back in bed, so you'll see more of me.
Oh yeah, what I'm so excited about that I didn't mention was all the animation happening right now and our moves that we're making in the animation space. We have potential partnership with a game production and movie production studio that's kind of exciting. We may or may not pull the trigger. Um, but then, even right now with our animation being spearheaded by an animator that was one of the leads on the Avatar project, the Avatar movie, which obviously that's some of the top animation in the world, 25 years in animation experience. So really excited. The idea of being able to partner with music videos or Sundance videos and actually do some animation with these projects is really, really exciting. And we'd hope to give you a view of that at Sundance, but we can't commit.
And we do have a couple of partnerships that we're working on. One I'm really excited about with a friend of mine who's a top EDM producer and artist. And we're going to be doing a zombies song, working on that with me and him. I kept saying, y'all, I can sing. And then I
Wait, is
do
that confirmed? Are you guys doing that for sure?
Yeah, we are doing that for sure. This is the deal that I made. I speak at all these conferences. I am literally pitching him to all of the producers and saying, look, let's bring in this awesome crypto artist, musician, blah, blah, blah. And instead of me taking a cut of his fees or whatever, I said, I want to do a song for the Billionaire Zombies Club. And that's what we're doing. So I leveraged my
deal's done in the books.
Deal's
Let's get it done. EDM, I'm down. I'm in.
I'm totally down. Well, I told him, I'm like, I wanted to make an EDM album this year. TikTok, I'm running out of time. So let's do it.
All right. Crypto Jesus, do you have a question? Welcome to the stage.
Yeah, I do. Thanks, Zombie Mama. The Miami event was awesome. I'll definitely make it a point to not miss any future events because that was really great. My question one is it's sort of a two-part question. So for the game, is there going to be a requirement to have a king in every version of the game? And then the second part is, will we be able to rent out the kings as well, or just non-kings?
I'm sorry. Would you repeat the first half of the question?
Yeah. So I know that there's going to be like one player iterations and then like a battle royale. Will all versions require a king to be in the game?
No. Actually, the primary game player is the zombie, and so if you notice, the zombies have a plethora of weapons. Right? I see your double golden rocket launcher there. I see you working. That's what you're going to be firing in the game. The kings are more of an authority figure. More of a general role in the multiplayer, and in the more first person shooter type interactions, that's all going to be zombie versus zombie. So you do not need a skeleton king to play the game. A matter of fact, you really more need a zombie to play the game. A skeleton king just gives you access to managing the liquidity pool and the DAO and the treasury and being more of on the financial component side.
Okay, and will people be able to rent the kings out, or is that just pointless?
No, the kings are not going to be available for rent or lease. That would only be for the zombies when our daily active users require us to do that.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, great question. Definitely. All right. What do you think? Any other questions, you guys? Okay, we got a few hands coming up. Let's bring them up.
I'm just really excited about the parties, and I love the parties. I love throwing the parties, and we have so many opportunities to throw parties. I really just want to second the whole thing of dudes, what are you thinking? Don't sell your keys. Like, that's literally your all access pass to awesome.
I mean, I'm gonna be there. All right, Murray, what's up? I see you live. What's your question?
Hey, thanks for picking me. I was just curious. I wasn't sure if I missed the information or not. I'm just curious about the weapons reveal. Is there anything? Do you have any news about that?
You mean on the metaverse assets for the sword? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, or does everybody get a sword? Is that how that
No,
works?
not. Oh, are you talking about with the skeleton kings or the zombies?
Well, just however that card will be used. Like recently, the metacrystals had transformed into a weapon card, right? Which has a sword on it.
Right.
Now, is that what the weapon will indeed be? Is a sword, or will that card flip or mint and
I
reveal a
think I
different
understand the
weapon?
question. Yeah. Okay. So the first part of the question, as I understand it, is it for all of your zombies or is it like a one per item? And I think that that's a really important clarification. That
Yeah,
these
it's
that
well,
all of
as
these
you
cards, I heard both sides of your story. Give me a chance. Both sides of the question. So the first part is that it is on a one-on-one basis, meaning that that sword, if it is, if you have a sword, will be applied to one character at a time, right? You can only use it on that one character. And then same for your 3x boost, your 2x boost, these types of things. If you have a heart, You can't go apply that to 10 of your characters and send them into battle at once. I mean, that's just not how the game works. You would apply it to the one avatar that you're using at that time. We haven't actually decided of how we're going to deal with transferring that from avatar to avatar, whether you could just wear that 3x boost on every avatar regardless. That's going to have to get flushed out. We haven't decided. But right now it's all designed to be like one for one kind of, if that makes any sense. We do have some tricks up our sleeve. There is some unreleased information regarding future use cases of these items, and we are going to keep that. We're not going to reveal anything on that right now.
That's definitely good to know. I guess I guess I didn't clearly present the question. I just mean
go
like
ahead.
the cards themselves, right? Like we recently had minted our metacrystals to receive weapons cards. Now all of those weapons cards have a sword on them, right? So now I have 6 swords. Does that mean I indeed have 6 swords that I can equip to these zombies, or will those yet reveal different weapons?
Right. I did not answer that. I did not answer that question, but I did answer that question, which is that we have functionality to these cards. The weapon and the heart being top of mind, that are not released, and we're not going to release that information at this time. Did you hear
Oh,
my
okay.
answer?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Any other questions?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
Cool. Well, thanks for being in the club. Congratulations on 7 swords, bro. That's pretty dope. I don't even know if I have that many swords, but that's okay. I got a castle. I got one. I minted
Nice.
like 70, and I got 1 castle and no mansions and maybe like 6 or 7 swords and I think 2 Hummers or 1 Hummer, which I'm thrilled. I actually looked at my odds and I did pretty well with my odds. So feeling pretty great about it. Congratulations on the weapons. You must have a seriously OG collection. So I'm happy for you, man. Just stay in the game. You're going to be really happy.
Thanks, man.
All right. So, Frankie, what's up? You there?
Hey, what's going on, bud?
What's cracking?
Not much. So I'm thrilled with everything, and I appreciate you first and foremost. My question is about real estate. So, will there be future opportunities for real estate, or is the secondary market our only option?
Yeah. Right now, the secondary market is the only option, but in game, there will be obviously there's going to be more real estate available. At some point, you will be able to purchase plots of land. The nice thing about these metaverse assets as they stand pre-game right now is that you can buy the asset and you will get a plot. You can choose a plot of land based on the areas that we make available for those assets to be placed on like a first come, first served basis. So you can get in there and stake your claim and put your castle down. And in the future, when you are in the game, the mechanics may be a little different. We aren't going to talk anymore directly about that at this time, but that's all I can say. So right now, secondary market only. In-game opportunity to buy and or build real estate is very much a part of our long-term strategy, but this is the way you get in now while it's really early.
Hate that, man. Not trying to squeeze too much out of you, but I appreciate you answering.
Oh, full time, man. Keeping my lips sealed like a full-time job, huh?
I'm sure, brother. Well, I'll let someone else speak, and love you guys, man. Love the community. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I want everybody to know one is very, very tight lipped. Like, even I don't know a lot of things. And when I do finally find out about, I don't know, 30 minutes before you do, sometimes 24 hours before you do, it blows my mind. So just know if he says he's got it, oh boy, does he got it.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. What's up, Mayor? Good to see you with your castle. Is that real? You got that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's real. Thanks man, I appreciate it. That's my pride and joy right there.
Yeah, it's a serious NFT. What's your question?
Hey, I wanted you to bring up Trey. He's sitting next to me.
No, I'm right here. Hey, question. I know you don't want to pry. People are prying you, but I'm gonna pry you one more time. Let's talk about this. So let's say we got a Hummer or 3 Hummers, and when we're talking about customization, are we talking about like the color of the Hummer, or can I turn my Hummer into a Batmobile and drive around the metaverse? That's what I
Yeah,
want.
absolutely. Well, firstly, you'll notice your Hummer comes with a gun. So we made these pretty gangster battle ready as they come. We wanted to give you a view of the ride in the Hummer up to your castle coming up this week, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that into our castle peak. But yes, this is definitely where we're at. This is what we're doing. And in terms of customization, um, everything in the game we want to make customization all the way down to where we can allow the great artists in our community to custom block and custom skin. That's going to be way later than in the next quarter, more like in the summer when we go to that level of customization. But yeah, we're not trying to tie your hands here. We want all of your property to be unique. We want you to be creative, and we want to give you lots of options. Why wouldn't we, right? And you pay for those things in BZC. That's the beauty. We're not even hitting people up for more Ethereum. It's like BZC. And if you are in early and you own zombies, it's going to keep raining on you, and you're going to have enough to be a very serious player in our metaverse, which is going to be really cool.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, great questions. All
All
right,
right, I got one.
Go ahead.
So I don't know if you can share this, but what do the hearts reveal to you? Because you've been alluding to this. What do the hearts reveal to this coming New Year?
Oh
If you can
man,
share.
I gotta tell you, our idea was cooler, and it's something nobody's thought of. I'm just telling you right now. I've been looking at the chat, and it's not what you guys think, and it could be what your guys' idea is great, what you guys all think it is. We could do that, but I think what we have up our sleeve is better, and I'm not going to tell you. There's no way. I
Okay,
won't
that's
tell you
fair.
until
That's fair enough.
February.
I'm excited for the surprise.
Yeah, we got to hold on to a few. I'm the master of leaks. Obviously, I love playing the game with you guys, but at the same time, there's a few things we got to hold real tight to the chest, and that's one of them.
All right, I got one more. So what does Elon want?
Well, hopefully, he wants to blow up a Lambo with me. I don't know. We're about to find out.
In real life, right? Not in the metaverse?
Yeah, in real life.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a blast. We'll see. We will see. All right, love, you're unmuted. What's up?
What's up, guys? So I don't know if you could reveal this either, but I mean, I feel like this would get a few people hyped up. But in terms of where you're aiming for game mechanics, can you give us like an example reference? Like, are you going for like a Fortnite style, a RuneScape style, something like that idea, or is that
Yeah, I mean,
too
here's the
much?
thing: is it is coming in stages. Just because, I mean, one thing we wanted to get it to market much faster than the coders and developers of this engine were comfortable. So we need to protect source code and things like that. If we do a more full metaverse reveal early, it would be based on either a Unity or Unreal engine because we can't expose the deep engine code. It's too big of a liability to our IP right now.
Yeah,
Um,
100% agree.
and so if we do that, that may change a little bit of our initial game experience. Right now, what we're looking at doing in the first quarter is going to be basically two different game experiences. And when you think about our ecosystem, our metaverse, our world, I like to talk to my team about it as worlds within worlds. So when you come into that first world, that metaverse, whatever we call it, is going to be more of like the clubhouse room, the Discord channel where you can go meet people, ask questions, go in different rooms and channels. But instead of it a channel in Discord, it's an actual room or venue in the metaverse. that's much more social and has different functions there. But then being able to enter from that into what would be more like a level or a world within a world, where then you have your one-on-one format or your battle royale format in different formats of games. So we're gonna we're gonna offer different formats in games, and we want to launch with two. If I really can't meet that timeline, as you guys can see, I have the most aggressive timelines in the game, and our devs work harder than anybody. And so, if we want to hit like a January or early February drop date for our first iteration of the game, there's a chance that we will only be able to do the one-on-one format initially, but we are targeting both. That we would give a one-on-one format, which is going to be much more similar to like a almost like Pokemon Go style. You enter across from each
Oh,
other.
okay.
You can click and swing and fire, and we want to be a little more interactive in 3D environment than that. Not quite as static, but it just depends on where I can get the devs to in time at the security and comfort level that they are with the underlining tech.
Yeah. Well, you guys are only human too, right? You can only
So
touch in a certain time
that's
frame.
that's at the very least what we'll do. Right, right. So the time frame thing is really the big deal. In terms of the long play, we like freedom. So the less barriers and restrictions, the better. So I like this, more MMORPG meets Fortnite and Grand Theft Auto had a baby with World of Warcraft. That's really that's kind of the game experience I'm going for. So, how World of Warcraft would have maybe your MMORPG, building out your character, building out your traits, things like that. But in terms of like actual play style, much closer to like a Fortnite. And so, and then also with the vehicles and all that comes with, building out the metaverse, that just kind of makes it a really big, flexible engine and format to work with in terms of like game experience. But how we roll that out, I really want to be careful in saying, I really got so excited because I got like
Well,
that
yeah,
full
that's why I said
demo
I
of
don't
the
want you to
tech and I
reveal
was
too much.
mind
Just to kind of
blown.
give everybody an idea, right?
Right. Yeah, I just don't want to, because our first iteration of the game is going to be restricted to like a one-on-one format and a dumbed down, like boiled down, multiplayer format, that I don't want to overdo it in getting you guys too excited. But that's where we're going 100%.
Okay. And in terms of like metaverse, like I'm still kind of all new to this too. Are you guys aiming for like the Facebook metaverse, like the Decentraland sandbox metaverse, like in terms of where that's going? Is there anything you can answer with
Yeah, I
that?
think we're better and cooler than all of that.
Well,
And it
obviously,
really
but
comes
just trying to
down
get an
to.
idea.
Yeah, it just comes down to graphics and processing and flexibility that those platforms aren't really offering right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that they'll get there, especially Facebook with the budget that they have. Actually, one of the most exciting things worth mentioning, I'm glad you brought it up, was that as we see Facebook's Horizon rolling out Thursday night to U.S. and Canada for everyone over 18 plus, we see their time to market is so aggressive right now. And when you really think about a 7 or 5, however many billion, users there are in terms of accounts on Facebook, and you see it bridging over into the metaverse, I don't believe that Facebook is going to try even to produce avatars for billions of accounts. They're going to open it up freeform. And so these are just going to be avenues that you can take your NFT and your avatar, that we're going to be way ahead of the game, continuing to develop and add value as an OG brand that came the year of NFTs, because this was the year. When you think about it, I've been watching NFTs for years. I had opportunity to invest in early projects, going 4 or 5 years back. And one of the members of the team put out a as long as, oh gosh, I think 2006 ago. I mean, this is a long time ago. So we've been around NFTs, but this is really the
Jeez.
year of the NFT where it really took off and is now kind of a household name. And we're right there in the beginning in the mix. If we look at the competitive landscape and the other projects, we're really excited about where we're positioned. We're not going anywhere. And so what that means is as more metaverses roll out, I see a ton of value in keeping it, again, free and flexible and letting you take these assets and avatars into other lands. But we'll be flushing that out more as the landscape continues to develop and evolve, because we're really all growing together in this space. Sorry, no, that was not exactly the answer you looked for,
That's
but it
okay.
is what I wanted. Great questions. DeMarco, what's up, man? Thanks for all your help with all the efforts in blowing up OpenSea and sending so many DMs to them always. I know you're really in the grind for us. Love that. What's up, man? Love to take your questions.
What's going on, bro? How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. I just upped your volume. Yeah, we're good, man. Things are good. We're freaking stoked over here.
Yeah, so I sat down last night because with one of my sponsors, because I'm sponsored by a major vodka company, and they actually threw a party for OpenSea. So we might have an avenue right there. So I've been talking to them. I have a meeting with them on Wednesday to talk about that. But I had a question about the Skeleton King card. If you could answer it for me real quick.
Yeah, hit me.
Say I have multiple in one wallet. When I mint them, or when I register them, can I register each one to a different name?
Absolutely. Yeah. Holding them in one wallet is not going to affect their functionality in either the mint process or in the registration process. We just need to, when you go to the registration form that isn't posted yet, but it'll be posted immediately following in the Discord channel and on the website, is that it is going to allow you to basically link a Ethereum address, your wallet, and we're just using that to double check and validate that you still hold the card when we send it out. But if you hold 6 cards in that wallet, you don't have to list. It's fine if it's the same Ethereum address. It's just our point of reference.
Okay, so like I'll still be able to register it to someone else's name.
Well, you can register them all to yourself. You can register them to different people. This isn't necessarily like a KYC. Initial form did include phone number. I had that removed. I really tried to boil it down. Email address is not required. We would love to have your email so we can update you on events and things that are only available to you for our VIP key holders. But in no way are we requiring it. Same with the name. If you just want the card, we want to honor that ability. So we'll just get it to you if you can prove that you have it.
All right, well, that was great answer. That's what I was looking for. I'm excited for the reveal, and I want to thank you and all the devs for all their hard work, and appreciate you, BDC Army. Stay up. Thank you for all the subscribers. I love y'all, and you have a good day.
Hey, thank you, DeMarco. All right.
Yo,
Hey,
DeMarco, we gotta get that rap battle in.
What's up?
I said,
Ain't
yo,
nobody
DeMarco, we gotta
battling
get
me,
that rap battle. I'm joking, man. I'm
bro.
joking.
Bro, I'm the hottest on the mic. We all know this.
Oh, I loved your game on BZC the other week. I saw it, man. It was dope. Keep producing. That's awesome, man. Hey, so I'm
Thank
going to
you.
wrap this up here on a positive note, because a lot of people don't really realize how much value we just created. The crypto markets obviously were down. They're coming back up off their bottom. NFTs did have a little bit of slump over the last couple weeks. And I wanted to just address the fact that we are way more up than people realize, both individually, all of our members of our community, as well as a DAO, as a company, as an organization. So the way that we can make this make sense to you guys, I like to look at it like, an ecosystem of assets. So you guys who bought a zombie and held it for 1 month got new metacrystal assets that could be sold pre-reveal, and were many of them, got tokens to the tune of 100,000 zombie, got skeleton key cards that have held a half a ETH floor for the majority of their few week existence, and almost 100 ETH in volume on these secondary assets as well. And so when we look at like some of our maybe peers or competitors, however you want to look at that. I've been tracking with Holy Ghost as one of them, just to kind of watch. They minted out with 3.5 million in budget, did 7 million in the secondary market in the first month, for a total of around 1,500 ETH in volume. Okay, and that seems pretty impressive. And they're currently at about a 0.17 floor. They hit 0.2 here and there, but they're pretty happy with that performance. And I know it's tough with us being back down at around 0.1, which is really half of where we were as a real true floor established about a week ago. But we see that actually as a pretty normal shaking out of the paper hands that just held long enough to get their tokens. And we're really not concerned about it, because when you look at our mint price originally at $50 versus the 250 or so that the Holy Ghost was, we're actually many multiples up. And that's not including the value of the tokens and all the future generations of NFTs that we put back on people. So that's comparing ourselves with a very, very high multi-million dollar budget project that launched right around the same time. So we think that we've done an exceptional job of continuing to maintain and grow value for our holders. And then secondly, we want you to understand that we are not just a collection on OpenSea. Collections are not being aggregated in volume on OpenSea. We have all kinds of issues in growing our ecosystem with OpenSea. We do want to continue to tap that market. We will see it continue to grow across our collections. But it doesn't do a good job necessarily representing to you guys the scale of what's happening. We crossed 500 ETH in volume, a while ago, and nobody even knew it because we were aggregating across our ecosystem. Now we're about to cross 500 ETH in volume just on the Billionaire zombies, but we're also pushing up against 100 ETH in volume on our keys, and we've got crystals and metaverse assets and castles that are holding way up over a floor in ETH, and most people will never sell. So we're building a lot of value. We have a number of different floors that we're looking at, whether it's the skeleton key cards holding around half an ETH or the castles. We've got a number of different floors. Obviously the zombies remain important to us, but if our community loses focus and forgets the fact that they're the game player in the actual game and that they're going to get a majority of the tokens dropped to them over the coming year, that's a temporary glitch in pricing. And that's something that you guys could go ahead and take advantage, both yourself and your friends. It's a part of the game. Understand the game. So we're not particularly worried about it as an organization, but we wanted to just make sure that the community understood that there's a lot more that meets the eye than what OpenSea presents in their graph. And we've known that the whole time. And we just want to continue to encourage you that we feel really, really good about what we've accomplished and where we're at today and where we're going. So that's the AMA for today. Wanted to thank you guys for your time, and you will be seeing some major, major drops coming here on Wednesday.
Looking forward to it.
Zombie Mama, you want to add anything before we jump?
Can I just say, listening to what you just said and that whole thing and explaining everything, I hope people understand this is why I follow you absolutely 100% to the moon and back. Everything you have determined and figured out, and the whole vision, the whole strategy, it has been so spot on, and you have not been wrong. And that's why I'm so loyal to you and to this project. And I am so excited with the things that we're building in the metaverse and then the collabs that we have coming up. Y'all asked for women. We're working on it. There's gonna be some questions for the DAO that you guys will have to decide amongst yourselves, and we'll leave that for mid-January or so. But this is an ever-growing ecosystem. It is not just the one thing. The vision is absolutely spectacular and larger than you could possibly imagine. So you're in on the ground floor, and I would say just enjoy the ride because it is going to be amazing.
Wait, Zombie Mama.
Yeah.
You said you're following him to the moon and back, but we're not coming back from the moon. From the moon, we're going to Pluto.
Correct. Sorry. To the moon and beyond. Thank you
There
for
we
that.
go.
To the
the moon
stars. Let's
and beyond.
go.
Yes. There we
Let's
go.
go.
Yes, yes.
Y'all buy those token boosts.
That's right. I appreciate that correction because yes, to the moon and beyond.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time today, and we will be seeing you soon.
Have a good one, guys.